Oh my god.
But, hello, Betty. Here's some wood. Here's some wood. And fix. Go. Some more wood. I think I need 10 stacks. Which was 10 stacks.
Jesus, already?
Huh? What?
Oh my god. So much stuff around here that can kill me.
Yeah, the island is a lot more difficult than the Ragnarok one was. Like, they have raptors and shit like that commonly roam through the beaches as opposed to like the occasional ones or shit. No, it's super common. Raptors, Allosauruses, Carnos. It's hell. So, I think the center is actually even a bit harder than that yet still, because they have a high. It naturally has a higher difficulty curve to it. So the dinos spawn higher. All right, how much more can you carry? You're at. Is that enough for you?
Cody on?
He said he'll be on in a second. You're done. Yeah, he said he'll be on in a second, and then Joe says he's got another 3.5 hours because he's doing Magic the Gathering. Friday Night Magic. But Joe said whatever we're all fine with, he's okay with.
I'm just a little apprehensive about the public servers, just because I've never really done the PvP aspect of it.
It's not really much. Honestly, the most PvP I've ever had to do is I had some dumbass naked dude shoot me with a bow when I was in full flak armor. I turned around and fucking popped him in the head with a long neck rifle. And then I chopped his body up and fed it to my mount. And then... Huh? Sounds healthy?
I don't know.
It wasn't too bad. It's just like you just have to worry about people raiding your base. Is the only thing, and then you can design your base to get around that.
I mean, like today's only the first time this has ever happened where he hasn't been on to update the server. But I just kind of feel bad that he paid for it. And now we're thinking about going to a public server.
No, he's had one for a while, from my understanding.
Why would we go to a public server?
Because we can't play the private one.
Why?
Because we had an update today, and his server's not online, nor is it up to date.
I thought he was paying for server.
No, he's buying. He rented the hardware. He is running his own server.
Well, no, it's not at his house. It's a server farm.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is he's not running an official ARK server. He's just renting a server.
A private dedicated server, and he's the one who has to log in to update it.
It's not even private. It's essentially it's a Windows machine he's renting, or a Linux machine, and then he installed ARK onto it, and then he does all the stuff on it. He's rented like a commercial grade machine, and he's running ARK off of that. Is what I'm trying to say.
It was to my understanding that he had rented it through like ARK.
No, it's the same server he's renting the 7 Days to Die, or he's doing the 7 Days to Die on. It's not a game server. He rented a X number of CPUs, memory, hardware, and then he put a Linux operating system on it, and that's why he's having to install everything through Steam through command line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's not actually like renting a game server. He's renting
It's much easier to do it that way.
He didn't originally rent it for that reason, though.
We got a 3 gigabyte update.
Yep. But that was why I was kind of, sort of, maybe suggesting we go to a public one, because it was the same thing that we had before, is if they're shooting out a lot of updates, we're going to have a lot of downtime if he's not right on top of it to update it and have it back up. I mean, it's not like we had a lot of negative experiences with the public server, because we met a bunch of nice people on there.
We did. Right up until the whole server got wiped out by the Chinese. And then it was basically nothing mattered anymore because the shit was just going to get taken down.
Fair.
So it was really good right up until the server transfer happened, and they shit on everything that we've done.
On the same token, though, I haven't really been seeing a lot of that recently, like at all.
No, there's just been a shit ton of people complaining about duping.
About what? Oh,
About
duping, yeah.
This is what I like. I like the idea of sticking with Jedi server, but going to the island map and actually teaming up and doing all the bosses together.
Okay.
Can't we do that on Ragnarok?
No.
No, there's no bosses on
No,
Ragnarok.
the bosses are there, but the final thing there, you turn in all the bosses' trophies, and then ascend is not there. The final dungeon is not in Ragnarok, and it's also not in the center. The tech cave.
Mm.
Yeah, and that's how you get the last 3 achievements that unlock the last 15 levels of progression.
You just not want to start over? Is that what it is, Cody?
Well, it's not about starting over. We can transfer our...
Yeah, me and Cody have
survivors.
level like 78 and 80 characters if we really wanted to transfer over and not lose any of our power. That's not a thing at all. I was planning on starting fresh anyway.
You just don't want to do the island again?
No, that's not my problem.
No,
My
he doesn't
problem
want to. He doesn't want to get
is
wiped.
I don't want to put all this fucking time and Billy guys. Man, you didn't see the base we had, okay? Whew, we spent a lot of time on that base. I spent a lot of time.
Well, admittedly, when we redid it, we didn't get raided again when we redid it.
That's true. They
Like-
just wiped out the server, and then it was just...
Yeah,
eh.
but
Well,
like
I
when
mean-
I did the base, the metal base Mark II, as opposed to our stone, because we got raided the one time in the stone base, then we redid it in metal, and then we realized the metal one, it was not nearly compartmentalized enough because of the damn stairway.
After we got raided again.
Yeah. And then we recompartmentalized again, and then we didn't get raided again because like we had a couple guys, they blew through one door, the second door, and the third door, then they stopped. After the third door, when they were still not through the entrance. Because I did some really anal stuff to keep the damn base in one piece. It was like we'd have double thick walls with double doors, which led into a hallway that was a T section with a turret at the end of it. And then each side on the T had double thick walls, double thick doors. And then that led into another room with double thick walls, double thick doors on 3 directions.
If it sounds super annoying, it's because it was.
Yeah, that was the point, is to make it so it was you would blow through so many explosives you would just not get what was actually worth at the top of the place. But I mean, alternatively, we just find some other private server that someone else is actually hosting and go on there. That's an actual game server as opposed to just a server that Jedi's managing.
What if you could give one of you guys access to it to update it also?
That could work, except it's on his Steam account that I'd be doing the updates for.
That's shady.
Yeah, and I don't want to... That's, like, legal territory I don't want to get into as a streamer.
Hey, you know what we could do? Right. While he doesn't have ARK updated, if we're doing this team thing, you know what would have really worked well with the team thing?
What?
That's really good for PvP.
What?
That they're updating really well.
I'm listening.
Conan.
I had mentioned that. I got the impression that you weren't interested in it at all still because it wasn't far enough ahead.
We were looking at the climbing stuff, which looked pretty cool. Honestly.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I'm totally down for Conan. I own that. I enjoyed that, and they've been putting a lot of updates for it. I know you own that, and I know James owns that, but I don't think anyone else does own that, is the thing.
I would have to buy it.
Yeah, like, ARK right now is a common denominator for most of us. That in 7 days.
I could probably get it Wednesday.
It's not. I mean, it's worth playing, but it's not like you should go buy it right now.
No, it's still very much early. But like
Well,
when they add the
I've
next
always
biome-
wanted to play it. I've honestly always wanted to play it myself. I don't know about Cabbage. Though.
Did Joe
we
ever
were
get
talking
it?
about buying it.
Did Joe ever get it? I can't remember.
We were talking about buying it when it was on sale in the Steam
think you did.
sale.
I can check on my Steam thing. All right, let's go to my friends.
It's on my wish list.
Yeah, I think I'm 50-50 on whether or not Joe bought it. Let's see here. Where's Joe Warhorst at? There's James.
So ARK is down, is what I'm hearing.
The server
No,
he's
the
running
server
is down, yeah.
yeah.
I'm playing single player right now because I want to try out a little build. But that's why I had suggested I was like, well, we could go to the public one because I know that one will always be up. And then we just have to kind of deal with...
Why are we in the open recording channel, by the way?
because I'm streaming right now.
Okay.
Tuesdays and Fridays at 8:30 are my stream time, and then Sundays at 3 are my stream time. And so I pop into here so that people are aware I'm recording. But, you know...
should we leave?
No. Open recording. Everyone's welcome to... It's for people if they don't want to be thing. If it was closed recording, then that would be like, you know, the invite-only thing, or I drag you in thing. Where are his games at? I know I can look at his games. Where on earth? Oh, there it is, games. Let's look for Conan. He does not own Conan. Yeah, Joe does not own it.
I mean, I wouldn't mind going back to the island, because the island was a known entity.
Yeah, I do like the map The Island as opposed to the others. I would like to go back to The Island because it's always the most up-to-date one. The center hardly gets updates.
The center, too.
The center has problems with updates, and it also doesn't have all the monsters either. They just actually pull the dragon off of the center.
Did they put the wyverns on the island?
Nope. In terms of the official ones, the wyverns are only on Scorched Earth and Ragnarok.
Okay, so I mean, it sounds like we're getting the shitty end of the deal without playing on Ragnarok.
Well, I mean, on the same token, if we're on an official server, we could also just transfer over temporarily to another server, grab the stuff, and then transfer back. That's the other thing. Because, like, the only way for us to be able to access everything is to play on Ragnarok if Jedi is hosting it, because we can't server transfer to the other settings. I need to make walls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I only got 6 stacks of walls. Shit. Alright, well, fuck it. 1, 2, 3, 4? Yeah. Go.
The only thing that I've ever been... Not ever been, it was annoying.
Yeah.
Do all that work on the official server and then just... I mean... It might have been we just petered out.
I mean, we did play, like, full bore to the hilt for, like, 4 months. I logged 300 hours into the game. Like, from the point where I convinced you to actually start playing as opposed to the initial impression where you didn't like it. And then from there to, like, actually us playing, we logged about 300 hours and it was kind of bonkers. And the nice thing is, if it is always up to, and we're doing the giant singular team thing, we are able to be on all hours doing random shit. And, I mean, with a full team, too, we'd have, like, what, 6 or 7 people? That's actually a decently sized tribe.
It is a decent sized tribe. If we were all going to do it that way, then we could, build a really nice base really quick.
That's what I was thinking, yeah, because we could have, like, because this way it wouldn't be, like, overkill for us having the Great Wall of Tornap. As
it wasn't overkill, it was incredible.
It was a little bit of overkill.
It was fucking awesome, and you know it. You're just super jealous that I had a huge fucking wall when you didn't.
I didn't want a huge fucking wall.
Look, they didn't even find us because of the wall.
You're probably right on that. Well,
No,
see, that's,
I'm right on that.
No, I don't honestly know that, because... Hey, Cabbage. Just the person we were looking for, because we need some sort of... we're looking for input here. So, Jedi server, because it's not up to date, isn't online as far as we can see. And we were considering moving to a public server. Independently of the move to a public server, we were also considering moving over to the island because it has all of the bosses, which means we can do all the achievements in the full progression of the game. Because Ragnarok and the Center do not have all the bosses, which means we cannot go to the end game with that. So we would like...
I'm okay with moving to the island.
Okay. And then the public server part is where I'm apprehensive.
Yeah, public server, that seems like asking for trouble and or cancer.
It's admittedly not really...
On.
Go ahead.
Hold on. Now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, if we were all playing on the same team, then we could mitigate a lot of the bullshit.
Yeah, we have a 9-man raiding team. We could we have the manpower to tame a lot of creatures. We have the manpower to go and gather and build. If we want to, we can raid other big people with like 7 or 8 people on a time, because it's 7 or 8 people with dinos. We're not like a 30 or 40 man group, but on the same token, most servers can't handle more than like 70 people anyway. Like, we could easily establish ourselves, not necessarily as an alpha, but a don't fuck with this kind of thing. Because I remember, like, I was telling Willie earlier, Cody.
That is insulting.
No, it's because I'm telling the story about Joe. When Joe had his boat raided and they killed his passive pteranodon, they took all of his shit and they dumped him in the water and let him drown. Me and you went on a 2-man army against this 4-man tribe, and we just wrecked their shit.
Team Rocket.
Yeah, we found them, we hunted them down, and then we wiped out all of their stuff in a zone. And then we left them nasty little notes saying, don't fuck with our shit. And then they were like, who's Team Rocket? Who's this bullshit? And we're like, you fuck with our guys, you did this, that, and the other thing, and you fucked with passive tames. You didn't have to come. You could have taken his stuff and left them. But no, you went through your effort to fuck his shit up, so we're going out of our way to make sure that you never do that again. And so just with a 2-man team, we kind of like established ourselves as, you know...
You didn't prepare for trouble, so we
made it double. Exactly, and that's what the note said too. And then we also made an alliance with 2 other tribes in there, because we were operating out of the frozen north. And so it was our 2-man, 3-man tribe with Joe, another 4 or 5-man tribe to our north, and then another 3-man tribe to our, I think, southeast of us, because the guy was living on an iceberg. And between the 3 of our tribes, we had about 10 to 12 people that could be online at any given time. And so, short of the alpha on the server, who was generally, don't fuck with other people, we won't fuck with you, we didn't have a problem. It was, admittedly, the only time we had problems when the Chinese rolled in, but the Chinese never attacked you during the day anyway. They came in and they took all your shit at night. So, as long as we don't, I feel as long as we don't get too big for our britches and, I have this 100% imprinted Gigasaurus farm where I've got 6 Gigasauruses that are all 100% imprinted to me, and then the Chinese came in and, totally just glitched through the ground and killed all 6 of them. I'm super angry for wasting 4 hours. As long as we don't go, super ham into making sure everything is, 100% optimized, I don't think it'd be that big of a deal. Sure, it sucks to get raided, but it's nothing you can't recover from within a day.
Option C is rent our own private server.
Yesterday afternoon, I told my daughter that I'd hatched her from a crab egg and would return her to the ICC at the first sign of incidents.
What?
Kid said he was going to die if he didn't have dessert, so I told him to die out on the curb where the garbage man could get him.
What the fuck?
That sounds like some kind of shit I'll tell my kids one day.
Yeah, I'm afraid for your child.
That sounds like the kind of... If I don't get dessert, I'll die! Then die. Just know that I will pee on all your stuff.
You're gonna be a fucked up parent.
I will be a monster.
God,
Every second.
Yep. So, Cabbage, what were you saying about Plan C, renting our own server?
Renting our own server.
There's Jedi Kitty.
Oh, hey.
That may answer our problems right now, but that was the issue that me and Tornath ran into before, is they were shitting out an update a day, and so it became problematic for our friend Shane to maintain the server going on. But did we want to move to the island now?
A week. Yeah, I wouldn't mind hitting up the island.
Yeah, let's do that then.
Sure, after that terrible thing that happened.
You mean after you ran off to an unfamiliar place and got eaten because you weren't paying attention? Yes.
Oh no, it wasn't eaten because I wasn't paying attention. I was plenty paying attention. I just got really tired of watching a mantis fly, mind you.
Yes, they
over
fly.
100 feet through the air and a jump attack.
Yes, they do that.
After the 5th one that I killed, I'm like, alright, I'm in the water. I have enough distance so I'm not I'm away from the shore, but I'm not in Megalodon territory.
The fish
Swim
eat
out-
you?
No. Oh, by the way, I met your friend, Ernest. Fucking scared me shitless.
Yeah.
Huh? What the? Oh my god, it's going to eat me.
I told you, it only actually wants to eat the raft.
No, the scary part was, it wasn't where you said it was. I was much further down the beach line by then.
You realize it's a giant fish and it wanders, right? Like, it's not anchored to the spot.
It wandered really close to the shore.
Yeah.
Like, I was maybe a minute swim out at most at certain points. And I saw the fin, and I'm like, I better get closer to shore, thinking it'll beach itself before it ever can get to me. Get away. Oh, no, it didn't give a shit. It spazzed out of the water, hit the raft, and went back into the deep water.
So, can I uninstall Ragnarok then?
You can, yeah.
Are we actually transferring to the island then?
Yeah.
Are we transferring to an official server for the Mega Tribe? Are we doing on the server? I mean, what is it?
That like, Jedi
fixing the
is fixing the server. If they, because I don't know how frequently they're going to be putting out patches is the thing. Because I know they're going out the console release on the 8th of March, which means they're probably going to be having a lot of patches. And so, I mean, if they don't put that many out in rapid succession, it's not a big deal, and then we'll be good to go. But if they do, then it's like, well, shit. We're going to be kind of out of luck again. So
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like it'll be down for more than 12 hours, you know, from our normal playtime. So, I mean, it's just him updating the server.
No, I was just really tired after escaping death so many times to finally die, to literally popping up out of the water, turning around, and going, why is this big green thing in my face all of a sudden? Where did it come from?
it was another mantis.
It was one that I'm guessing took off from somewhere and just dove after me for a while. Because I was clear of the cursed sands.
Yeah, if they still have aggro, they'll keep chasing after you.
Like, I dove underwater, kept going, pop up dead. And I'm just like, nope, done. Had enough of this bullshit.
Admittedly, it's good. It's the predators are going to try to murder you at every step of the way.
Okay. So, staying with Jedi Kitty, big team, the island.
Yes.
That's the plan?
Yes, that is the plan.
To do bosses.
Well, that's the only in-game content. Like, because
Is that going to get really boring for anybody, or?
that's partially why I was also suggesting the other servers, because there's also a chance for dealing with other players and doing raids and stuff like that and interacting with other people. But if we're just going for the bosses, that's about the only other thing we can do, is just team up together, because like we weren't really doing much PvP even with our team thing, and we were having a lot of issues with people not being able to online all the time. Hey, Jedi.
Hey.
And so that was just the thing, I guess, was the appeal of the PvP server is also, or the public server is that it also has those elements in it as well. We have other things to do than just build up a massive base and do things. Admittedly, building up a massive base does take a lot of time. But I've always been a fan of having like that little bit of rush when you have some person hunting you, I guess. Is a thing.
So do we still want to have a server, or
That's what we're kind of debating
I'll
right
be
now.
right back.
Is like, do we want to go official server, or do we want to go continue with
All
the
right.
private server?
Everybody that's here is playing, right? That's 5 people in the tribe. If we go to
plus
a
Joe,
real
6.
server, so if we go to a real server that's a 6-man tribe, that's a pretty big sized tribe.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually a really big sized tribe. So we could theoretically, if we get to a small enough server, become the alphas on that server.
Yeah.
If we wanted to do something silly like that, or just get to a spot where, you know, hey, at least don't fuck with Team Rocket.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
That's kind of what I was
So if
thinking.
people are interested in playing with other people and not just our group, then we could do that. If people are like, well, I don't want to do that because then we have to deal with PvP, that is also equally fun. All right. I'm more interested in the guy that's running the server on his feelings about it. Jedi, what would you like to do?
Hang on 1 second. I'm trying to get my headphones in so y'all don't hear yourselves talk.
We
I'm almost
appreciate that.
there.
We appreciate that. Do I need the stone? I don't think I need the stone to fix that. No, I don't.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, if we all... Go ahead, Sarger.
Yeah, but for my feelings of it are, personally, I don't like PvP things. However, y'all can feel free to do it, and I'll do it with you. But once again, y'all have been more reliable, probably, than me, and that will probably continue to be the case. So, I mean,
Yeah, being
I'm cool with whatever, and I can leave the server open, and y'all can do both. I mean, that's fine too. I'm not. I had this server for a year and haven't anything with it, so I'm not having the server to run games. It's just I'm deciding to actually use the server to be something useful. So
Okay. So if we do decide to play on a actual server, you're not going to feel slighted in any way.
No.
That's what I'm trying to avoid
oh,
here.
not at all.
Yeah, that's fair.
If
Not
we
at all.
do this with them, we will not do that.
Yeah,
But if
not
that's
at all.
not the case, then it may behoove us to find a good, fresh server.
Yeah, like I'm saying,
go to the
I've had this server for a year and done nothing with it. So it isn't like I'll feel like I wasted my money on y'all or something. It's not. I was gonna run a website and stuff, and I just good intentions never happened. It'll still be the 7 Days to Die server, and we still might play that some.
Yeah.
So, and we can choose to run something else on it. I mean, if we want to run the space game,
Imperium.
no, that one requires Windows. There was another one
Yeah.
we were talking about. But I mean, it's a Linux-based server. I happily will do whatever on it.
Mhm.
I could care less. I'm happy that it's being used. So
Yeah.
if y'all have patience with me to set stuff up, I'll set up whatever. I mean, yeah.
Mhm.
So, but no hard feelings. I'll probably play less, and I know you're counting me in, but just putting that out there, I'm unreliable when it comes anyway with crap going on all the time.
Yeah.
And I do have single player games I want to play too. So,
No, it's fine.
and I'm not big on PvP. I do get salty when I work hard and some other random person comes. Same thing with Minecraft. I got
Yeah.
that way with Minecraft just from, and I know that some people want the thrill of it, but I'd rather the environment. I'm all for PvE. The
Yeah.
environment can screw me over anytime, and then I feel like I can work my way up and beat the environment.
Yeah.
But with other games, you have to worry about cheating or hacking. You know, I had people in Minecraft who would wall hack and fly and sometimes they would get banned. But you know, maybe that's after they take your base and destroy
Yeah.
it all.
Half
with
the damage is already
TNT.
done. Yeah.
So,
No, I mean that's always thinking. But the thing is, it's not always necessarily PvP. Like when me and Joe, fucking hell, me and Cody, and then technically Joe too, were doing that. We only really dealt with two groups of people who tried to raid us, and that was about it. And that was over the course of, I guess, a 4-month period, maybe 5 months.
Mm-hmm.
And then the one we adjusted our base so that they couldn't have done it again. And the second time it was, we lost some stuff, but it wasn't the end of the world. Like they didn't really mess with our mounts or anything. Because usually they're just there. We want the resources, and they'll leave all your mounts. So
Although, hey, here's the thing: if you really want to get your PvP fix, we can just always drop PUBG, and then come back to ARK and PvE.
well, I mean, like there is like I said, there is a special something when you're in full like second to highest tier armor. You've got a gun. You've got your big old badass flying mount. You land. You're getting some wood. And some dumbass shoots you in the back with a bow. You turn around and go, what the fuck? And he's just like, I hate your guts. And you just go, okay. And then, loot his body and go on your way.
Yeah.
There's a certain, like, I don't know, appeal of that for me, at least.
I've returned.
I thought you were here for that the whole discussion.
I was part of it.
All right.
Side note, My
Yeah.
new chair should be here Tuesday.
Oh, nice. What'd you get? Cap? Damn, man.
So, Cornell,
There
are
you
you
go.
looking for a new?
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Are you looking for a server?
Yep.
All right. The nice thing, too, about being on one of the official servers is we can transfer back and forth between Scorched Earth and not Scorched Earth, too. So we can get all the other cool tech and stuff like that. I know me
Well,
and...
you guys can.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like, we can bring the stuff back and you can still use it. You just can't make it. Like, if we get a chainsaw and we make a chainsaw, we can give you the chainsaw. It's just you can't make it yourself inherently. Because I think there was at one point... I looted, what was it? I think I looted silk off of some guy, or I got it silk in a trade or something like that. And you can only get silk off of Scorched Earth. So
When we were running Ragnarok, I got silk.
Yeah.
When I was running around in the Highlands.
yeah, but the silk is Ragnarok's a special case because it's got things from both servers. All right, so. Are you just hopping into servers, or are you just looking through the listing of
Just get through the listing. I'm looking at official server 328.
328?
And it-
Say again?
Looking at PVE official server 328.
PvE?